It's just really cool to see, because when you see us and then you see some of these other big schools and be like, oh, well, they have this, they do that, but what I'm seeing here is we have something special. You know, the other schools, they have what they have, but what we have here at Kingsway is special and it's unique to us. And I'm just really proud of what we're able to do. We faced some really good teams this year, and we won some games against some really tough teams. We made it very far in the tournament. I don't know if anyone got a chance to watch, was it the elite game? I think it was the second round of the varsity, is that right? Against Marion. That was one of the best volleyball games that I've ever watched at the high school level. It was so impressive. I was literally at the edge of my seat the whole time. It's so cool to just be able to see how our athletes have grown and be able to know that we've had kids that have gone, like early on in the program in junior high, to know that like eventually we're hoping that we'll have kids that with our eaglets, right? 5th and 6th grade, we'll be able to see them evolve and be able to see them grow, not just in athletics, but to be able to grow spiritually within their character and be able to just grow into amazing young men and women. And we can't do that without the support of the parents, without the support of the coaches, and even the student athletes who pour so much work. So we'll get started with our awards. First up will be Coach Clutter for junior high soccer.
We're going to start with soccer. What a season we had. We had so much fun seeing the boys progressing and playing together as a team was just amazing. And having a couple of boys in our team that had never played soccer. So this past season was their first time ever to play soccer, but to see them playing really well, it was one of my joy to see them doing that. But myself as a coach, as I've always said, wherever I coach, is that winning games is good, but to see life being transformed and these guys knowing how to handle pressure and how to respond when they are losing the game, that's how I gauge how much we are changing their lives. And I always told them that as a coach, one of the most important, or one of the things that I love the most is when they lose games. Which is very weird to hear the coach saying that. But for me, it's how they handle themselves when they lose. Because in life, it's not every time we are going to win. But you're going to lose. But when you lose, how you get out from losing, that's where we see the character of a person. When we win, we all can show different kind of characters. We can smile, we can laugh, we can do all kinds of things. But when we lose in life, which most parents can tell me that life is full of losing and less of winning. And our characters are tested when they're losing in life. And I've seen these guys carry themselves really well when they're losing. And as a coach, I was so proud of them to see them losing, but still, keeping their integrity. So as a coach, I pray and hope that I also showed that, even when we're not winning and when things are not going well, I pray that I still, carried myself well and they looked up to me. So if you can help me tonight to give it out for the boys, they did really well. At this time, I would like to invite the guys who really helped me, the team that really helped to put everything together. I'll start by inviting my assistant coach, Austin, and he did really well. If we can give it up for Austin. Austin is one of the players that played here, and he helped with goalkeeping training and helping with the practice logistics, on how we handle practice and everything. And I really enjoyed having him because as a former player, someone who played in the junior team, the players could really, easily relate with him when he's saying something because, he was in their shoes before. By myself as a coach, I can speak from experience and everything, but to them it can be hard for them to comprehend. But for him, as an assistant coach, they really related with him pretty well, so I really appreciate Austin for his hard work. And I would like to invite Shayla and all the live streams that you guys watched, on the away games when he couldn't be there, and she's the one who was behind the camera. So if you can give it up for Shayla. She was like the mom of the team, helping the boys and making sure that everything, went well, and she was really supportive and also speaking to the, into the tactics, the tactics of the team, and she was really encouraging. Her knowledge for the soccer is just amazing. She knows soccer really well, so I really want to appreciate her and thank her for all the support and what she's done for the team. So thank you so much. And John, if we can give it up for John, guys. I can say, I don't know how many, things I can say about John. John was there driving the bus, going to the away games, taking all the stats for the team, and also being the assistant coach. And John has been here for, I don't know how many years. And he really, we really appreciate him for his wisdom, the knowledge, and the experience of supporting us throughout the season. So thank you so much, John. So I'll be calling out each player as we go from 5th grade. And Albert has never played soccer before, but Albert was just, he just went in. And we have games whereby we had to call him out, and say Albert was the best player, on that particular game, because when everyone was feeling tired, he gave it all. So at this time, I'll have all the players lining up on my left as we are welcoming them. So we'll call up Albert at this time, and let's give it up for Albert. And Albert was also one of the very funny guys. And from the first day of practice, all what he was talking about was donuts. He just wanted donuts. And he said, no, can we have donuts, please? And I'm like, no, there's no way we can have donuts during practice. And every time we go away, in an away game, he's always asking for donuts. If we can stop and have donuts. So he was one of the funny guys in the team that had made everyone to laugh. Even when he's heading, we didn't know when to believe him. Are you serious, Albert? Is something heading on you? He's like, yeah, I'm in pain. We're like, we cannot believe it, because he was always a very funny guy. So we really appreciate Albert so much. And secondly, Tobias. Tobias was also in the same boat with Albert. These were very funny guys. I couldn't get them to be serious, during practice, during games, and Tobias has scored one of the best goals of the season that, he really surprised everyone by taking a really good shot. And these are young guys that I see so much potential, and Tobias was one of those guys that just made us laugh even when things were not going well. So if you can give it up for Tobias. And London, he was just our prayer warrior. Every time we needed prayers, he was the first one to offer prayers, and he would always be there to encourage, everyone, and we really appreciate him, for his, awareness of how things were going, and he was always having an input. Even when as a coach I was giving some team talk, he was always there to just back up everything which I was saying. So we just want to appreciate London as well. The next in line is Philip. Philip was our goalkeeper, and we saw a lot of progress in Philip. Philip never played soccer before, and we had games whereby if it wasn't of his hard work, we could have lost that game against Kashatan. It was muddy, rain, and everything, and it was sliding everywhere. and he played really well, considering that it was his first time to be a goalkeeper, and we really appreciate the hard work he put. So thank you so much for your time. And Ben, this is my second year coaching Ben, and I see so much progress in him. And Ben was in soccer we have what's called a number 10. He's a creative midfielder. He's the guy who made things happen, and Ben was one of those guys. And he scored some of the crucial goals when we needed the game to change. And Ben, he stepped up. So we really appreciate Ben for his talent. And Nick, where's Nick? Nick was just my good friend in the team. Nick was always the guy who always make fun of me in a good way. And, I would always make fun of him in a good way. And I would always write his name wrong, intentionally. And he said, "Coach, that's not how you write my name." And I said, "How do I write it?" So from the first day of the season to the end, I would always write his name wrong, just to try to poke it. And so that he can just make fun of me. So really appreciate Nick for his humor and how he handled everything throughout the season. So thank you so much, Nick. And Evan, he was the quiet guy in the team, as you can tell. He was just one of those guys which, he doesn't talk much, and whatever you ask him to do, that's what he's gonna do, and he never questioned anything, and he was just, almost like the peacemaker in the team, and the guy who's just always quiet. And, you ask him to say something to contribute, like, "No, I'm good, everything is good." So, we really appreciate Evan for his hard work and his contribution to the team. Thank you so much. And this guy, Jacob, I don't know what to say about Jacob. Such a friendly guy. During the game, I'm like, "Jacob, this is not the time to make friends. It's time to play the game." And he's always trying to make friends. Someone fall, he can leave the ball and run to try to pick someone up. I'm like, "Jacob, no, we cannot do that, So Jacob, he was such a friendly guy. Wherever we go play games, you always make friends. So, he's just a guy who just loves people and someone who was always ready to pray every time when we ask him. And it was unfortunate that we missed him the last 3 games of the season. He was not well, so we are so happy to see him here and doing well. So we appreciate Jacob. And Bronson, he's the next one. I had a hard time with this guy in a good way. He's a hard-working guy. And every time during the game, he'll give it all. He'll leave everything in the field. And I said, "Bronson, you need to slow down. Save your energy, man." And he will not stop. He will just keep going. He's a tough guy, worked really hard for the team, and yet he has just a soft heart. Anything happens to him, he gets so emotional. And I pulled him out many times just to give him a talk. I said, "I know, you want to win. He's a fighter. He wants to give it all." And I said, "No, it's okay. We can lose, but no, just keep working hard." And it's his first time to play soccer, and he did really well. At the tournament, he gave it all. So we just want to thank Bronson for the season we had together. Tonight we are missing Micah. Micah Proudman is not here with us, and Micah was one of our best defenders. We really appreciate his talent, and the guy with few words, he never say much, but he will speak louder in the field. So we really appreciate Micah for his contribution. We have Nolan. Nolan was our top goal scorer. All the goals. He scored so many goals, yet he never played soccer. This was his first season to play soccer. And all the teams, they they talk highly about him. He was a very handful player because of his speed, his skill. And it was his first time ever to play soccer. And he gave it all. And he scored some of the most important goals, I think, in the quarterfinals of the playoffs, when we went to extra time where we needed a golden goal. And he gave that to us. So we really appreciate Nolan for his talent. Last but not least, Noah. Noah was our captain, and he showed what it means to be a leader in the field and off the field. And I challenged him. He took my challenge in a positive way, and I have no doubt that he is talent that if he takes it very much serious, he can go far with his talent. And he played really well, and he led by good example to the team, and we really appreciate his talent, and I'm excited to see what's ahead of you. So thank you so much, Noah. Well, with that said, this is my very least, I don't like this time, the time of giving awards, because awards sometimes they seem very unfair, yet the team worked so hard together. But anyway, we have to do it to recognize few players and really thank them for what they've done. So first, we are going to call the Champion for Christ Award, which goes to London and Jacob. These are our prayer warriors. They will always pray for us. London and Jacob. The next award goes to the Heart and Soul Award, which Micah is not here. Micah was that guy who have kept everything together because of the way he carried himself. So we really appreciate Micah for being the heart and the soul of the team. So let's give it up for Micah. Mighty Spirit Award goes to Noah because of his leadership for the team. Let's give it up for Noah. And the Perseverance Award, the Overcome Award, this guy never stopped running from the first minute to the last minute, and he was our top goal scorer as well. It goes to Nolan. And the Seventh Heart Award goes to Bronson and Ben Lilly. These guys were really hard. So these are our awards tonight, and I really appreciate you guys. Like what I said, I could have given all of you awards, but we just had to come up with a few, and thank you so much. We are looking forward to season ahead of us. I'm gonna give time to my assistants just to say something to the parents.
I put them on the spot, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. I really appreciate working with Coach Clever and Sheila and Austin this year, and just seeing their leadership and influence that they had on these young men. And it's just a joy for me to just be a part of this team and some of the fun that we have just even riding back and forth on the bus. But it's been a real joy to just see them continue to develop both in their abilities, but also in their personal character, how they treat one another, how they deal with adversity. So it's exciting to see your young guys growing in the Lord. And I just also want to thank all you as parents that have supported and just do a lot of little things. It may not seem like a lot, but it's really appreciated. And Albert did eventually get some donuts, and the whole team was able to enjoy that. But thank you for all your support and encouragement.
Thank you. Thank you, God. Last but not least, I was born and raised in Africa, And I'll finish with an African proverb to you. And they say, if you want to go far, go alone. But you want to go further, go together. So we really appreciate for the togetherness that we had. The parents traveling as far as, Fremont to come and support, and the support you have for us here, really appreciate, and your input in everything that you have done for us. Thank you so much, and may God bless you, and looking forward for the years to come and whatever God is for us. God bless you. Thank you.